The grand final replay was today's offering at Princes Park, where Demon fans were hoping for some revenge after the Hawks handed Melbourne a record 96-point thumping in the big one last September. Since 1985, in fact, the two clubs have met on 9 occasions, with Hawthorn winning 7 and Melbourne 2. The most notable being, of course, the last kick job in the preliminary final of 87 and, naturally, the grand final 1 year later. Today, the Hawks were going for their 10th win in a row, but a side already depleted by injuries and suspension. Paul Abbott was another to be sidelined after last week's 5-point heartstopper against the West Coast Eagles. And Melbourne too made one late change to their selected side, Bailey coming in for Yates. And like the MCG, naturally enough, I guess, the ground resembling a quagmire. With me in the commentary box are Ian Robertson and Ross Glendinning, and tonight we pick up play with some highlights of the first quarter.
Need to be a miraculous kick from there. It won't be a score. Oh, Platten from mid-air has goal.
Healy takes the ball from the throw-in. Chance there for Howard. He can't mark the football. Striving hard now. Newport kicks for goal. It's there.
Touched, says Gary Ayres, but the goal umpire won't agree.
The forward side of centre wing. Chance now for Condon. Condon kicks it towards the centre half forward position, and Buckenara takes the mark. Buckenara now looks for Dunstall. Out in front. Good mark by Dunstall.
And kicked well to Jason Dunstall.
Dunstall's kick from centre half forward is okay.
And certainly not too much in it at quarter time. 5 goals kicked in the opening term, and the Demons holding a narrow lead of 5 points, as you saw, in conditions very, very poor indeed, despite the fact that the ground staff at Princes Park worked on the ground all day Sunday. We go back to the match now, and we pick up play at the start of the second term.
Second quarter starts at Princes Park. The Demons leading by 5 points. And Hawthorn through Whitman up towards half forward. Dersma out to Gary Lyon at the kick marked at centre field by Hawthorn's Greg Deere, who had slightly the better of his 2 Melbourne opponents in the ruck in the opening term. Tries for the spiral punt, didn't do too badly, although it is a new ball, knocked away by Hughes, and the umpire said there was some shepherding there, and it will be a free kick to be taken by Gary Lyon. Not a particularly good kick. Comes out to Lovett. He has the job of minding Buckenara, and Jenke takes the mark for Hawthorn. Tingay's tackle, partially effective, and that's a great mark taken by Tony Hall, only millimetres from the ground. Probably won't suit him today. His conditions. Jason Dunstall at the back, and Morrissey tries for one from mid-air, a la John Platten in the first quarter, but registers only 1 behind. So the difference 4 points. Danny Hughes goes to the outer side. Dwyer and Dippy Domenico. Over the top was Greg Deere. It comes to no, it was Collins, picked up by Pritchard. Pritchard's kick into the goal square. Dunstall can't mark. Runs into his teammate Morrissey, which didn't help their cause. Morrissey gets the hand pass out. Dunstall, snapshot, brilliant, and goals.
Brilliant snapshot. Well, great work there from James Morrissey. Actually ran into Dunstall in the contest initially. Dunstall having got front position on Danny Hughes, just continued to contest for the ball, and eventually in doing so got the ball out. Here we see him running into Jason Dunstall, but controlled that ball very well for Melbourne defenders around him. Equally good play there by Jason Dunstall to snap his second goal.
So the Hawks hit the front in the early part of the second term. They lead by 2 points. Dunstall, 2 goals to his name. Deere gets the tap out again. Eye shoulder chance. Tries to flip it back. Now a chance for Newport. Kick over the shoulder.